I'm Nadia, the co-founder of CodeYam. This demo digs into a new way to navigate software's complexity. Right now, we're looking at CodeYam itself with our environment view. This view is a single source of truth into our application and all of the underlying components and functions for any given environment that exists. This helps me immediately see and understand what my team sees on staging or what users see on production. And here, I'm currently looking at the production environment. So this is the real experience for CodeYam users like me. I can see all of the visual functions and library functions for CodeYam, and I can quickly get a sense of all different application states, starting with the homepage of our website. Let's look at this access denied scenario. So this is what happens if a user who doesn't have permissions to access CodeYam tries to sign in via our homepage. As a permissioned user, to see this otherwise, I'd have to open CodeYam up in an incognito window, or maybe I'd log out and create a new non-verified user to see this message. Instead of all that effort, I can see it right away with CodeYam. And this is interactive, so I can also see what happens with the waitlist link. And we can see that's working and it goes to our waitlist. So for a complex app with many different potential user states and error states, the visibility into all the possible variations becomes really helpful, and it can help save time and prevent bugs. Now let's look at a more complex page. We're going to look at the environments page itself. So here we have a visual way to explore, and we can use this to catch parts of our app that look out of date and probably that underlying code should be cleaned up or removed. And everything we're seeing is automatically generated by CodeYam. All I did was connect a GitHub app with read permissions. So it was one click to set up, and I didn't have to write any code to integrate, and I won't have to write any to maintain this functionality. And while all of this is generated by default, I do have full control to make edits. So let's go ahead and look at here. We can take a look at a default scenario, and let's say we want to change the environments page to add a page 0 with a lot of components to see what that would look like. Now, normally it'd be really tedious to generate good enough mock data to test that out. Here, I can easily make changes using our AI editor. So we'll go ahead and add a new page 0 with 6 components, and we'll hit generate. CodeYam is a robust map of how the data relates to the code, so it just updated the scenario with appropriate data. This is interactive, so it can expand it and see all our 6 components, and this looks good. If I want, I can save these changes, which would add this to my suite of tests that automatically will run for any future changes affecting this part of the app. Now let's move on from scenarios. We can also look at references for the environment page. So here we can see all of the parent pages and child components and how they relate to one another. This can help us better understand the current state of the user interface and experience, including what needs to be improved. And it can help us find components that can easily be reused instead of building similar components from scratch. We can also view changes as they come in on our homepage. So here we have a way to see recent progress with summaries and simulations that are automatically generated and updated without any manual intervention or maintenance. This exists for all environments, from in development to in production. This complements the earlier X-ray view I gave into our applications environments. And if this sounds useful, please get in touch. You can also follow our progress by subscribing to our blog at blog.codeyam.com.